guys, and welcome back to WBC Builds, and welcome to third and final part of the server update tour for March 2021. So as you've seen in the previous two parts, there has been so much to show you, and we've got more to show you now. So welcome to Kalmar and all that's been going on there, with a little surprise at the end as well. So let's get straight into it, starting off with Pelleholm. Find me here on the outskirts of Pelleholm, looking at Hotkey's newest build. This is the Salthaven Hotel on what will be a very large lake that I think he shares with D Rusty and the rest of the Kalmarians. That's not how you call them, but this is really nice. So it's a sort of 19th century Scandinavian hotel, and it's got a lovely feel to it with the bone blocks and the garden going around it. But what's quite nice are these little areas of balconies that you can stand up here and look across this very great lake that will be out here one day. You've got a good contrast of colours on it, and I think it's going to look amazing once the lake's in there, and also once the rest of this area has been terraformed and landscaped. Now, I spy my little eye, a church. Now, this is the Romantic Church. I guess it's their style of romantic sort of landscape and design. Now, how do we get to it through the forest? I want to walk through the forest and see a nice view of it. I guess there isn't a path yet. Oh, maybe this is it. Here we go. This seems quite nice. So we're going to wander on through here. I know we've already seen the church. Let's wander on through the forest up here, up and over, and try and get a nice view of it as we come through. I kind of wanted to come through here as well to get a look at the texturing and the details around here, because you seem to have used trapdoors on the bottom of trees to give it a bit more depth. I've never seen anyone do that before. Nice job. Now, here we are at the church, and it's a collection of blocks. That's the first time I've ever called a build. So this is a collection of blocks. It's not a build. It is a collection of the finest of blocks that you could ever find. No, it's nothing like that. It's just a really nice church. I like what you've done with the roof. It's got a good feel to it. The walls on the edges there really help make it feel a bit more spherical, a bit more conical. Yeah, Hotkey, great stuff. Keep up the good work. You always impress me. Now, moving on over to this, which is, I believe, the area where he'll be building some more big houses. Now, I think there's a couple of completed villas if we go on over here. Yes, there is. Now, who wouldn't want to live up in this house in this beautiful forest overlooking that fjord, that lake over there? So let's come on down into here, sit outside on the swing swong, and just have a look over there. Does anyone else call this a swing swong, or is that just me making it up, what my nan used to call it? It probably isn't called that, is it? It's probably just called a swinging chair, but still, anything inside? And that's a big no. But you can see, it's a very interesting door, that Hotkey likes to use the red stained glass, which is what we have in our texture pack, just to help you sort of get a bit more detail in the windows, where you've got a bit more of a Scandinavian build. And yeah, more houses are on the way. This is looking really nice already. So great stuff. Kalmar is growing. Kalmar will be stronger than Gansberg one day. Yes, Goose. Anyway, let's move on to see what Rusty's been doing over in his sort of Norwegian towns. I haven't been there yet, so this is going to be quite exciting. So here we are at Stenvik Harbour over in the sort of Norwegian-styled town. I believe he's using Bergen as his main inspiration, and I once knew someone from Bergen. I could have gone over once, but I never made it. But Norway is one of those places that I always want to go, and I can see why. These buildings look beautiful. The detail you've done on the docks so far is incredible. Look at this. It's just oozing with absolutely amazing details. I was going to finish that sentence some other way, but we're not going to go down that route. So, Rusty, you have been working really well. These little lampposts or cranes or whatever they are have a real nice feel to them, a slenderness I haven't seen before, only in Limbo's town when we went there last time to see the lampposts. Now, I spy with my quite big wide eyes a lovely boat. So this is HMS Styreborn, and this is a Scandinavian or a Norwegian boat. And I like what you've done with the sails. So they have a proper nice canvasy look to them, rather than the white bleached white that you would sort of see on modern ships. This is what you would see out in the real world during this time period, or even before this time period. Now, this is a 6th-rate ship of the line built for the Kalmarian Navy now, and this will be coming up against things such as HMS Dreadnought and that once we get around to building it. So they are kind of outdated, but obviously not as badly as it would be if you had like a little Viking ship rowing about the place. Now, what you can see here is we've entered the fjords and coming up to the actual main mountain places, but I want to come over here and just experience this lovely little hut. And what looks to be that Wobex and Bubex just chilling here, looking out across the ocean blue. That's a nice little touch. But this is really cool. I like what you've done with this place. It feels like a proper, nice Scandinavian hunting sort of fishing lodge out here on the edge of the sea. Now let's take a look at properly at the fjords. I can see the planning's up in the air over there. But this is beautiful, Rusty. Oh man, I really need to learn how to do mountains like these. Lovely gradient on the water. You've always been the king of gradients, I must say. Yep, great stuff, great bit of terraforming. See what happens with the rest of this town as it goes forward. As I can see while I'm perching up here on my lofty heights, we're definitely working on some more stuff down there, so we'll come back here next month and see where it progresses to. Now, that is pretty much Kalmar done. It's time to jump on over to our French contingents, and it's time to go see what Dema has been doing in the town of Lery, which we saw a few months ago, but pre-move, so let's go take a look at that. So you find me now in the town centre of Lery, and we featured this church in the server update for a couple of months back, like I mentioned when Dema started with us, but he's come on and started building the whole town out properly. So it's based on a sort of a Normandy town, and the river over here is based on the Seine, or the Seine, which is obviously goes into Paris. Now he's tried to really work hard on this river, and I really like what he's done with it, especially with this island in the middle. I know in France these rivers do have these islands in the middle, especially on the big wide Seine like it is. The gradient looks cool. I like how you've gone not too harshly up there either, and the way it sort of slopes up and down. Really good. That's exactly how a river should do, sloping up and down. But then you've got these fields over here, nice little bit of rapeseed in that one, we've got some wheat and that going on, and then we come on over to the chateau. What is cool, what is really nice are these little cars going on. This feels like a proper sort of rich person's car from the early sort of 20th century, maybe a bit late. I think it probably is a bit more 20s, but it works nonetheless. Now here we have it. This is the Chateau de Lery. That was my best French impression I think I've ever done. Let's walk on up to it through the gardens while we stare down at the back of my neck. No, please don't. What we've got here is a beautiful French chateau. No idea if it exists in real life. He apparently just based it off something he saw on the internet. And yeah, big props for getting it pretty much spot on for a French chateau. Love the gardens. It all works really, really nice. And then you've got this nice little orangery down here. These are always great things to add to a townhouse, to a country house, because they just add a bit more texture and stuff to the gardens. Yeah, I can see something going on in here. I like these. Look at these little lecterns here acting as statues as you walk down the sort of, I guess it's like a lime tree path as you go on down and have a little look around and take in the atmosphere. So I think we've got a bit more over this direction to show you. So that's the town as it's sort of growing up along the river, and it's got this lovely rural French feel to it. Speaking of rural French, can you guess where our next place is going to be we're going to tour? That is right. So this is the hospital that we came to last time, and they've got like a little sort of scene set up outside here, having their coffee and just enjoying life. This is really nice, like really nice. I've fallen through the table. Okay, right, well it's time to go carry on our French tour and go have a look at Yonne and see what Fluffy Snail has been putting into that one. So you find me here on the edge of the town of Yonne, and I really like what Fluffy Snail has done here. It feels like I've just walked straight from Lery here, because of the same style goes across it all. And you've got these open fields full of just trees and more lovely wheat fields and that. And let me just carry on running down here, because the feel of the town coming in from the sort of shaders is just a nice little feeling. So we've even got gas lamps out all the way this far into the countryside. And I think Fluffy Snail has nailed his style of just rural French country town. So we've got a hotel over there. We've got the sort of mustard farm over here. And this is, I think I showed this off last time, it had the nice diagonal sort of garage. But then we've got what's over here is a a watermill on the very nice, lovely textured and detailed river that runs through here. We've got what just feels like a very nice, sleepy French town known for its mustard production. Now, I don't know where the mustard fields are. That wasn't the mustard farm. It might be over here behind the hospital and that. No, I think that might be it actually, because yeah, I guess we're using these rape seeds as mustard or something along those lines. So we're coming into the main sort of town centre here. Like I said, we've got this lovely big hotel, very foreboding. Does feel very much like a sort of French hotel. I've stayed in one before while on a trip through Normandy back in school, and then we come around here, and this is the hospital. So I don't know why there's a big old hospital in here, but it just feels perfect, doesn't it? You come in and it's got that nice chateau feel to it again, like we saw with the Lery, just main big house. And I don't know if he's done the interior. No, he has not. But still, the courtyard's nice, the building's lovely, and it all flows and works in together. Ooh, what's this down here? Oh, like little stables and that. Yes, these are nice. And you've got either drain pipes or whatnot going off into the buckets there on the side. Yeah, lovely, lovely stuff indeed. And we come on round to the church. This is an interesting church. So it's got that sort of Italianate feel to it with the nice bell tower up there. Very large bell in that, making sure it sounds across the fields so everyone knows when it's time to come to the church and come home. And yeah, great stuff here. Lovely big window at the back. Just checking to see if you've got an interior in there. Of course, it doesn't matter that much. A little graveyard there and just all sorts going on. And what's this? I don't remember seeing this before. Oh, this is the train station. So I'm not sure where it's going to connect to eventually, but still, right now it is just perfect. Lovely glass roof. Oh, that's really perfect, actually. That's given me some inspiration now. I haven't done glass platform roofs like that before, so that's something to have a little note about when you guys are building your train stations. And you can just come stand here and chill, wait for your train to come, and that's what I'm going to do now while we chill out and go to our final place to look at on the March update tours, and that is the gardens of Arley Hall. So you find me here in the gardens of Arley Hall, which is Finky's new country house that he's building. You know, he caught the mania just after we finished it last month, so he wasn't able to show it in that. And he doesn't want to let me show the house just yet either. But he said the gardens were good enough to have a look around. You can just about spy the house over the top of that wall there. So don't look too closely at it, peering around wall. But yes, so here we are in these lovely walled gardens. I'm just clomping around in the dirt here, and I'm trying to avoid looking at that house. But we've got some lovely greenhouses here, built in the style that I love the most, where you've got like a big thick wall at the back, maybe even a potting shed behind it one day. But you've got this like one front looking over for the sun. And what you can see going on here is quite extensive gardens in the process of being built. So this would probably be another walled garden, and then we've got a tennis court over here, or a badminton court, but it's probably definitely tennis. Probably definitely, that's an interesting sort of oxymoron there. So this is maybe the first and probably the only at the moment tennis court in Whiteburg and in the entire server. So later on this year we could have some sort of summer Olympic games or something and have a little go at playing tennis or whatever other sports we can come up with or ideas for the server. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see some sort of, I don't know, summer games with the whole builders on or something like that. But yeah guys, if you have been enjoying these server tours, please let me know in the comments below any ideas on how I can take these further in the future as well, because we've been doing these for 9 months now. It's been like nearly a year. It's crazy. I do love showing you guys around and giving you the first take of how I see it, because all of these builds are brand new to me as well as they are to you. So whenever I come in and just get on the server, because I don't get enough time in let's just have a little sit here, a little contemplation sit. I don't get enough time to look around the server all the time. So whenever I come onto these server update tours, I'm seeing them when you're seeing them, which is what I thought was quite nice about them. So let me know in the comments below if that is something you do enjoy. But anyway guys, remember, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, but also get inspired, get building, and I'll see you next month with April's edition. Goodbye.